I hope you're excited to start this week. We are going to start a new series of books. It's called The Nutcracker. There's several of these books that I'm going to read, just like I did with the gingerbread, and we're going to look and see if we can see some things that are the same and some things that are different. This is my absolute favorite one. This is by Susan Jeffers. She illustrated the book because The Nutcracker was written a long time ago. So a lot of people, they will take old stories and then create new books with new illustrations, and that's what they did here. That's what she did here. This is also a ballet, and you can go online and Google it, and you can look up parts of the Russian ballet called The Nutcracker. I love it. All right, let's get started. I want to show you these beautiful pictures. I'm very excited to share this with you. It was Christmas Eve at the Stahlbaum's house. Marie and her little brother Fritz were listening at the ballroom door, waiting for the party to begin. They're right here, peeking in to the ballroom. People are starting to arrive. And look down here, the cooks are getting everything prepared for their festive meal. Everyone was dancing when the last guest arrived. "Godfather!" cried Marie, rushing back to greet him. Herr Drosselmeyer was not only Marie's godfather, but he was also a famous toy maker. He could make toys that moved and clocks that called the hours as sweetly as the nightingale. Herr Drosselmeyer brought presents for the children. He gave Fritz a box of soldiers. Look how tall those soldiers are. They're very big. And he gave Marie 2 dolls, Harlequin and Columbine, who danced with each other. Look at them. Actually, Fritz's soldiers are right here. They're in his hand, so they're not very big, but that does look like one of the toy soldiers, doesn't it? "I have another present for you, Marie," said Herr Drosselmeyer, handing her a wooden nutcracker. "I want you to take good care of him." There's the nutcracker. She's so excited. "Not fair!" shouted Fritz. "She has 3 presents." He grabbed the nutcracker from Marie and tossed him in the air. The nutcracker crashed to the floor and broke his head. "So what?" jeered Fritz. "It's only an ugly thing." Herr Drosselmeyer bound Nutcracker's head with his handkerchief tenderly. Marie took the nutcracker into her arms. She put him under the Christmas tree. Aw, look, it's so nice that her godfather fixed him, but it wasn't very nice that Fritz broke him. And look, he's getting reprimanded. Reprimanded means he is getting talked to about the bad thing that he might have done. Oh, look at all of these mice. Ooh, there's a lot of mice in there. Outside in the street, the carriages waited. After a flurry of goodbyes, Fritz and Marie were sent up to bed. "But my poor nutcracker is all alone," thought Marie, tiptoeing back down the stairs. Holding Nutcracker close, she soon fell asleep. Herr Drosselmeyer slipped into the room, and raising his hand, he cast a bit of magic. I love that we can see the magic that he's casting. It's like glitter, isn't it? Bong, bong, bong. The grandfather clock struck midnight. Marie stirred and rubbed her eyes. The Christmas tree was growing. Around her came a scampering of mice. Squeak, 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 squeak. They were gathering like an army to attack. Their ruler was the Mouse King, who had 7 heads and 7 crowns. 7 heads and 7 crowns. Marie held Nutcracker and ran as fast as she could. She looks very frightened. And look at the toy soldiers. Nutcracker leapt out of Marie's arms and held his sword at the ready. Fritz's toy soldiers took their battle positions. Oh goodness, look at, they have candy flying out of their cannons. Swords flashed and cannons fired. Boom, boom, squeak, squeak. Nutcracker fought bravely, but the Mouse King was stronger. Oh my goodness, he is a very big mouse with 7 heads and 7 crowns, so he must have the power of 7 mice, I think. "No!" cried Marie. "You shall not hurt him." She pulled off her slipper and threw it with all her might at the Mouse King. It hit him right in the head. With a hiss, the Mouse King sank to the floor. Gathering up their king, the mice dragged him away. From the shadows, Herr Drosselmeyer saw Marie's bravery. He raised his hand, and Nutcracker was transformed into a handsome prince. The prince bowed to Marie and placed the Mouse King's sparkling crown upon her head. She does have the crown on her head. "Come," said the prince. They walked through the falling snowflakes to a waiting boat that flew them through the night. Look at the beautiful snowflakes. They're falling, twirling to the ground. "Welcome to my kingdom," said the prince. "But where are we?" asked Marie. "You are in the land of sweets," said the Sugar Plum Fairy, coming through the gates of the kingdom. "Welcome home, dear prince. We shall have a party to celebrate your return." She is very beautiful, the Sugar Plum Fairy. The Sugar Plum Fairy led the Prince and Marie to the seat of honor. Coffee, chocolate, Chinese tea, marzipan, and Mother Ginger and her punchinellas danced for them. They're all dancing. It looks very exciting. And Mother Ginger with her children. Pink roses waltzed. At last, the Sugar Plum Fairy danced. She seemed lighter than air. This is a beautiful dance, the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. You need to look that up on Google and find it on YouTube. It's a very beautiful dance. Too soon, it was time to leave. As soon as they flew homeward, Marie asked the prince, "Will I ever see you again?" The prince replied, "One day your courage and your kind heart will be rewarded. Do not forget me." Do you think she's going to forget the prince? That's a very magical night. I'm not sure that I could forget it. Could you? "What are you doing under the tree, Marie?" said her mother the next morning. "Wake up," said Herr Drosselmeyer. Marie opened her eyes and hugged her Nutcracker. She whispered, "If only you were alive. I would not care if Fritz said you were ugly. I would love you anyway." Herr Drosselmeyer raised his hand, and Nutcracker again became the Prince of Fairyland. The prince said to Marie, "The Mouse King imprisoned me under an evil spell. But because you love me no matter what I look like, the spell is broken. I have been returned to my true form." That was so nice of Marie, and she did. She loved him no matter what he looked like. Years passed, and the prince and Marie became engaged. After the wedding, they rode to the land of sweets in a coach trimmed in by gold, drawn by 4 silver horses. So beautiful. To this day, there are those who say Marie is the queen of a wondrous fairyland that only those who believe can see. Look at that, it's so pretty. It is a beautiful book. I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. We will have another Nutcracker book tomorrow. Bye.